Morning and welcome to, oh, I'm put the lights on then. Welcome to YouTube Live today on Wednesday, which is the 22nd of June already, halfway through the year, longest day yesterday. So edging ever closer to Christmas, which of course starts on Friday. But in the meantime, I thought I'd do a little fancy fold and showcase a couple of bits and pieces. And as you can see from this one, this is the new postcard, not postcard, postage stamp square. You may recall a little while ago, Creative Expressions brought out a rectangle in the postage frame, but now they've brought out the square one, and I really like the square one. I think that gives a very pretty edge to anything. And I'm teaming it up with some new Paper Boutique paper kits here. This is called Pretty Kitty. Pretty obvious, it's all about the little pussycats. Lovely papers there, not just for cat lovers, but I just thought that there were some nice bits and pieces in there. So I've made this one up already, but I'm going to show you from the start and another one. As you can see from here, the kit comes with the papers, which are at the back here, and I've teamed this up with a dark grey because you've got the light grey of the kitten there, and I thought the dark grey looked very nice, although I have to say there are lots of different colours that you could use from this set anyway, so they are all really, really lovely. And I've made it into a double Z card. Oops. Double Z card there. Okay, so let's have a go. Try to keep it as simple as possible. Try to keep it so that it might be bits and pieces that you've already got in terms of card sizes and that type of thing. So let's, without further ado, get to some cutting and bits and pieces. So I'm going to choose my papers first, and as you can see, if I go through them, you've got, there's the kitten one. You've got some very pretty designs. Whoops. Oh, come here. So there's the one that I used before. Very pretty flower, some pinky coloured flowers, spotty dotties, and another version of spotty dotties as well. Welly boots with the little kittens in the bucket. Somewhere is the other version of the spotty dotty. So I'm going to go with that one today, and you can see what I mean about the being a corresponding one there as well, but I think I'm going to go find the other one of that because I'm going to use both the same. So I'm going to need sort of 1 and a bit sheets for this, so that's going to be that, and then I'm going to go to the back here. Because I've chosen that, I'm going to go for this little one here, which is sending my best wishes. And these just pop out from their place. So this is the actual kit. So you've got 36 sheets of the papers, I think. Oh, it doesn't say. I think it is though. It says decorative paper, 6 designs, and 32 die cutter toppers with 8 designs of those. So that's the one that I'm going for. Okay, so let's pop these to one side for the moment. And then with that, with those papers, I've chosen the bright pink because I thought that that goes together very well. A really different look just because I've chosen different papers and whatever. So let's now just get our cards. So I have a 7x7 card blank, and then I have taken a smaller one, which was sort of a 5x5, but I've even cut that down. So it's a little bit smaller to a 12 centimetres by 12 centimetres, which is about just under the 5. And that sort of, you can see that perhaps is going to be in the centre piece there. Okay, so now let's do some cutting and some folding. So first of all, I need to fold my card. So because we're doing a Z fold card, my main card, the biggest one, I'm going to take the front piece and I'm simply going to fold that outer edge onto the folded edge. Take my bone folder. So I'm just going to match that up there, hold that down firmly, and then just burnish that across there like that. And then I'm going to do a similar sort of thing with my smaller one, except that I'm going to open it up, and then this inner piece I'm going to fold the other way like that. So I'm going to fold that to the outer piece to the center. So I then fold up. I then end up with my little Z fold here, as you can see. Okay, so let's now cut some papers to decorate that with. So as I said, I'm going to go with my bright pink first of all, and I'm going to cut one piece which is 16.5 centimeters by 16.5 centimeters. Oh, not that I expect any sympathy. Oh, I've hurt my hands. I don't know what I've done. Oh, goodness me. It's just getting on my nerves now. Getting on my nerves. 16.5 by 16.5. That's my square piece there. Let me just grab my measurements here. And then I need another piece, which is 8 by 16.5 as well. So just got to check that one as well. Whoops. And then when I bring my card back in, just check those. So that one's going to go at the back like that, and that one's going to go at the front like that. Okay, so then I'm going to cut myself some patterned paper. So the first piece is going to be 0.5 centimetre smaller all the way around, so 16 by 16, and this is going to go at the back. So that's that piece, and then I'm going to take another piece which is going to be 7.5. So you could get lots more out of this bit. 7.5, whoops, by 16. So that's my paper for that piece there. So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then I need the paper for my smaller one. So here's my smaller one, which, as I said, was 12 centimetres. So I'm going to take some of my pink card again, and I'm going to cut that down. So I'm going to cut that at 11.5 by 11.5. And that is going to be where I'm going to cut out my bits and pieces from there. And then I'm going to cut, going to be a bit cheeky. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cut these two first. So these two pieces here, I just need to measure that. So I've got the right depth, but they need to be 5.5. So 2 lots of 5.5. I'm going to trim that to 11. Oh, I'll get hold of it. And 2 lots of 5.5. So that's my panels there. Then I'm going to take a white piece and I'm going to cut 2 pieces, 10 by 11, and then split that in half. So depending on which size you're going to, oh, can't get hold of it. Depending on which size you're going to use, you will need to have different measurements. But I'll explain how I've gone about those. I just thought I'm going to do a little cheat. Shouldn't really do a little cheat. I am just going to do a little cheat because I don't want to waste card. I've got, bits and pieces. I'm not someone, I have to admit, that will save all these little bits and pieces. I know some of you do, to cut out hearts and confetti and all sorts of bits and pieces. But I have to say, I had a tidy up of this room here yesterday and the day before, because it took me 2 days to do, because it was a mammoth event. And to save little bits like that, I'm afraid to say I can't do, but I will save bigger pieces like that. So now what I'm thinking of the cheat of this, let's bring my card back in, is that actually I've got a big piece of card here that is going to be totally covered by that, and that's where I'm going to cheat from. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring in my lovely square postage stamp dies. Now I'm not going to take the biggest one, and if you look at these, there are 12 dies in all, and they have one which is like the postage die, and then another one which is a plain die, plain edge, which sits so it makes a beautiful matte and layer. You'll see it in a minute, but it's really nice. So you've got 6 postage stamped ones, but 6 plain ones that go with it, which I think is a really nice combination. So I'm going for the second size down, and I'm also going to go for the matte piece of that as well. So that is for that piece as well. So why I'm going to cheat, as I said, is because we don't want to waste so much card. So if I pop that into the center of my piece of card, it's not definitely in the center because it's not, I'm not making a frame or anything out of it, but I'm just going to cut that out just to save a bit of card. I'm just going to run that through my machine, and then I'm going to use my plain edge one with a piece of white that's left over and cut that one out. So just run that through. Oops. Now we've got some assembling to do. That piece is rubbish. I think these dies are really nice, and they take a lot of the measuring and bits and pieces out for you. You just don't have to sort of worry about it, which I think is a really nice idea. And if you look closely there, can you see all that beautiful stitching, which is really pretty? So this is not waste, because I'm going to be covering that so that that is the center, and no one will know that there is a big chunk taken out and that we're going to be using that for the front. So let's pop our bits and pieces together, because now it's just a case of sticking, really. So lots of pieces to pop on. So let's go with our inner panel first. So our one where our secret piece. Let's just put the glue around there. So as we said, we've got Christmas arriving. Christmas is in the building. On Friday at 6 o'clock on Create and Craft, John Lockwood will be showing you all his new designs for the first lot of Christmas, which is amazing. Yummy. And hopefully you'll be able to join him and see what he's got to show you. We've all been working very hard over that. As I say, Christmas might be coming on Friday, but it's actually been a couple of months, I reckon. Well, a couple of months we've had it, as not necessarily a couple of months that's been in the talking. I think I can recall having a conversation last summer, September-ish, October. I can't quite remember. But a long time ago. So as you can see, pop in the panels. Now I'm not going to put any panel on the back here, because you're not really going to be able to access it. And so it seems to be a complete waste of card and paper there. So I'm not going to do that one, but I am doing these. So just popping that on here. Julie West, what are you doing in Toronto? It's all right for some, isn't it? Yeah, well, you need to save it. No one knows. That is the nice thing about it. Nobody knows that that is hidden underneath there. And as I said, I don't keep all of my waste because I just forget about it. I just forget, to be honest with you. So I just like to do what I can. Now, on these pieces, though, I am going to put these two little panels because one of them can be written on. One of them can be printed on if you wanted to, or there are other little elements within the Pretty Kitty papers that you could cut about and pop into here as well. So there's a nice lot of different elements that you might want to choose. Just going to pop that one onto there. I'll just show you the other elements that I'm thinking of. Can go in there. So you need to have room to write. Sometimes I have to write on the back of cards, but other times I prefer not to. I think it looks a bit as if I'd almost forgotten to do it, if you see what I mean. What I'm thinking of some of these other ones that you could, as you have got loads here, so I'm just thinking that you could even, not sure, so bear with me. You could even cut this little one up a little bit. Or you could get some of the elements, you can see the butterflies there, that could go onto it as well. Just in the kit, you have got a nice lot of different choice. So I'm just very briefly, and very roughly, I should say, cutting out this element here in what they call fussy cutting, and I say, oh my God, it's hurting my fingers. What do you think? I quite like that there. I think that's going to go there. That's a lastminute.com, isn't it? So that's just going to go into that corner there. And it's just picking up all of the elements, of course, that you've got amongst it. Do you know what? That little kitten's got to come out as well, isn't it? I'm getting carried away now. Getting carried away. When you see a little kitten, you've got to go for it, haven't you? I'm not sure if our friend Nicola is watching because she is in Australia at the moment. And I just wanted to send her our best wishes because she's been visiting her little grandchild for the last month, I think it must be, if not a little bit more, due to fly home yesterday. And she's gone down with COVID. Can you believe it? So sending our best wishes to her and hoping that it's got to go there, isn't it? Hoping that she's not too bad with it and she's got to isolate and everything. So it doesn't mean to say that she gets doesn't mean to say that she gets more to see of her little baby because they've got to isolate. But there you go. Now, need to just wipe that bit of glue off for the moment because I don't want to stick the cards together, but I will get the worst of that off in a second when it dries. So you can or you cannot pop your little embellishments. Oh, where's the camera gone? Pop your little embellishments into there. So now we're going to attach that to our card. And first of all, I'm going to pop a bit of glue onto this piece here and then onto that piece there. So I folded them so that they are ready to go on. And I'm going to center them if I possibly can, so that this is as much as possible into the center of my card, so that when it's laying flat, it still looks correct, if you see what I mean. Just press down firmly there. And then when we open that up, we've got that Z fold there. So we've got our little kitty. I quite like them. Just as well, eh? Just as well. So, and then to finish, we need to just pop our bits and pieces here together. So I'm going to then put my first layer into here. And you can see what I mean. So this was the inner, this was cut out with the inner die. So that gives you a perfect little match. Let me show you again with that very pretty stitched detail on there, which I love. Like that. I'm going to pop a little bit of foam onto the back of this element, first and foremost. And then an extra bit onto the back of the whole thing, so that sits up there nicely. Oops. Oh well. So to recap, we have used the square postage stamp die set from the Noble collection of Sue Wilson's, which came out last month, so it's quite a new one. And you may recall that we had the rectangle version as well, which was quite different actually, because although it's still the postage stamp edge, it was quite a bit bigger. So this one is smaller, the largest one being 12.4 centimeters. So that's about 5 inches. That's the largest die. That's not the one that I've got here. And then we're going to pop a bit of foam onto the back of that. So you could do all sorts with this. I was thinking like Christmas. I'm going to bring this one out at Christmas time actually, to pop some of the, you can make frames with it and everything. And I thought some of the elements that are coming up would look quite nice on that as well. So I think this might be a go-to for me. As you know, I like to put foam on it all. But you can do these at any different sizes. But you just need to have your card in the middle maybe cut down, because it doesn't, whoops, it does need to be considerably smaller. So we've got a 7x7 as the outside one in this case, and then a 5x5 in the centre. So it is considerably different. So let's bring in my card, let's get it around the right way. And then that fits on the top rather nicely, even though I say it myself. Just pop that on there. So we've got two different ones. There are many different combinations from the paper set, and of course if you've got your own paper, you use whatever you've got. If you want more florally ones, but I just thought with these, with the little kittens, was a little bit different. Lots of people I know that love the cats, so it's quite nice. So this one just says sending my best wishes, but this one's got wishing Mew a happy birthday. So let me show you on its own as it stands. So that's how it stands with your double Z fold there as a finished, fairly flat card, because I had to put some foam on it, but will fit in the 7x7 envelope, so you haven't got to go and make a box or anything like that with it. Although I will be doing some more boxes because we've got some fab designs coming up which really lend themselves to the boxes. And as you saw, the little cheeky kitten and that just cut from another one of the toppers, and here's now room for you to write your sentiment in, both sides if you wish, of course. Okay, so there we go, our postage stamp square die sets and our pretty kitty paper kit. So lots of different things for you today, like so. So if you would like any of these, pop over to the website on maximumcrafts.com and you will find all of the elements for you to make these. I will be around on Friday, and I will also be back with the Christmas die set that's coming up now on Sunday. So a little bit of Christmas on Sunday, which will be the 26th, which will be therefore one day closer to Christmas than it is further away. I know that sounds a little bit double Dutch, but on the 26th of June, it will then be 6 months until Boxing Day. So in 6 months' time, it'll all be over. So you better get started. So there you go. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thanks for spending your time with me. I will get to see you very, very soon. Sorry, I'm reading. I'll get to see you very soon. Take care. Be good. Be kind to one another if you can. And I'm going to go for a lie down because my hands are hurting. Oh, goodness. I don't know. It's all that tidying up that I did. I've got all sorts of plans, but my hands are going to have to rest. So there you go. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Love to everyone, especially those that are not feeling too good today. And I will see you very, very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.